What's up guys, Dave with Gen 3D Tech here. Today we're going to be checking out the Zowie Benq GSR-SE Rouge edition. Let's check it out. Anyways, we have the new GSR pad from Zowie, who is now owned by Benq. And this is basically an upgrade to the blue version, and they call this the Rouge version, which is obviously red. It's an improved version over the blue. Dimensions wise, this is 470 by 390 and 3.5 millimeter thick. I believe it's an uncoated surface. It's a cloth surface, and I believe it has a tighter weave than the older GSR pad. So if you're familiar with the GSR, then this is really more of the same. It's just slightly better. I believe it's a little faster than the other GSR pads. It does have some squish to it. As the base is a high density rubber base. It doesn't have texture like most pads have, but as you can see, it doesn't move at all on the desk whatsoever. I can't make it move at all, so it's very sticky, so you won't have any problem with it sliding around on your desk. The thickness again is 3.5 millimeter, and as you can see, there's no stitching on it, which you may or may not like, but definitely not going to stop you when you go near the edge. Speed wise, you know, it's not a fast pad. This is definitely a control type pad. Some might call this a mud pad. It's not the slowest pad out there for sure. And compared to the other GSRs, it's a little bit faster, like I said. It's got nice stopping power with PTFE, and then glass skates. The glass skates to me actually feel a little bit slower on this type of pad, so I really probably wouldn't recommend this GSR if you're a glass skates user. One of the other improvements over the old one is it's supposed to be a little bit better humidity resistance. I don't have the older GSR, and I don't typically have humidity issues in my house, and I don't sweat that much, so it didn't come up. But we'll do a quick little water test. As you can see, it does absorb the water. You get a little bit of slowdown, but I mean, that's a soaking. So, I mean, in real world scenarios, unless you spill something on it, it's not really going to slow you down. There's a tiny bit of slowdown, but again, I dumped a lot of water on there. So, I mean, if you spilt something on it, you're probably going to set it aside and let it dry for a little while anyways. But I think just a normal amount of humidity and sweat is really not going to be an issue with this pad. So if you're looking for a cloth pad that does well in humidity, I think this is probably going to be fine for you. This isn't the biggest pad, but it's decent size. It's big enough for me, certainly, but there are definitely bigger pads out there. Price is $35, and I really think that this pad at that price, to me, is a little overpriced. The blue one, I believe you can get for $25 right now, and I think that would be a more reasonable price for a pad, a cloth pad like this, at this size, with this type of performance. I mean, you could definitely use an IKEA pad over this pad and get similar performance. It's not as big, but it is a little bit thicker. You might like that. At $10, you could get 3 of those. Plus have a little bit of money for some meatballs or something. Now, as far as how long this pad will last, I'm not really sure. It is a cloth pad, so I think it will wear out after some use. But in the time that I used it, I haven't seen any amount of fraying on the edges or any kind of wear down on it. I used it for a good 2 weeks off and on with some other pads. If you're a GSR user and this is the kind of pad that you like and feel comfortable with, then this might be a worthy upgrade for you, because it will probably last you a little bit longer. Like I said, it has a little bit better humidity resistance. It's a little bit faster, so it might be worthwhile upgrading. But if you're just looking for a good cloth pad, then at $35, I don't really think this is a good deal. If it comes down in price, you can get this at $25, like the blue one, then yeah, I would say this is a good pad for $25. I got the pad off of the Benq Zowie site, but I believe at some point you should be able to get this off Amazon. In-game performance, I did okay with it. It's definitely a good tack shooter game, but I found that for me it was a little too slow at times. When I was tracking people, sometimes I would lose them because I couldn't keep up, because it was just a hair too slow for me. But if you're someone with shaky aim and you need a little extra control, then this could be a good pad for you. Again, with tack shooters, it's perfectly fine, I'm sure. But if you're, in my opinion, if you're looking for a really good overall pad, there's a lot of other pads out there that I think are a better option. It's not super soft, but it's not abrasive at all, so it doesn't feel great on your skin, but it also doesn't irritate your skin. So surface wise, you're not going to have any problems with skin irritation unless you have really sensitive skin, I suppose. But really, that's about all I have for this pad. It's, like I said, I think it's a little overpriced, and it's really mostly just for GSR lovers. I don't have any problem recommending it. If you like this pad and you're used to it, then yeah, certainly upgrade to this one from your old GSR. But if you've never used one of these and you're looking for a good pad for the money, then I think there's other options out there besides this one. It's definitely not my favorite type of pad. Now, if this was the just a little bit more than an IKEA pad, like it was like $15, then I'd be praising this pad, saying this is an awesome deal for $15. But it's $35, and at $35, there's a lot of other pads that are better. Any one of the Lethal Gaming Gear pads, for example, is better than this in my opinion. Anyways, that's about all I have for today. If you like this video, please leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, I'd definitely appreciate it. If not, no big deal, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.